decide what size drill we need to cut a thread here. So what kind of thread pitch we got on here? It's not 12. It's 14. 14. Yeah, but that's okay, because if it's a taper, we can run it on there. So it's 14. Let's see what we measure here. That's 882. And this end, it's 866. Okay. Interesting. This would be the where the other one is. Anyhow, we're gonna go with the 860 for our. I'll go with this one here. Drill here 742. 742. All right. Lock down the tailstock. There we go. Turn out the DRO. Three-quarter. 900. Take it up to 1 inch. One inch and a little bit extra. Slow it down a little bit. That might be still too much. We'll see. It's a pretty big hog here. There's zero DRO. Okay. Boom. Didn't like that. Says a ½ inch. Let's see. Yep. Right at a ½ inch. Hit the bottom of the hole. At 50 thousandths more to go. Let's see if it'll take the rest here. Yeah. So there's 1 inch. And we'll go 120. Very good. Okay. All right.
Get lazy. Gotcha. Alright. Now, let's see where that part is.
Okay. Now we just have to thread the internal threads here and attach it to the spindle so we can machine the spindle. Okay. Looks good. Take that piece off. Take our parting tool off. And we'll put our drop piece. This is the side that the part off tool did. This is the side. All right. Okay. So now the next thing we need to do is set up our thread pitch on the lathe. So let's go over and do that. And we determined a while ago that 14 was our number. That looks like a new ding right there. I wonder how that got there. Okay, 14 right here, number 6. So I'm gonna bring this up here and see if we can get that drop in like that on number 6. Good. And then 14 says we need it to be on A and C. So that's C and that's A. That should be our settings. Or setting, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Now we'll have to get, we'll have to pick a tool here for our threads. Let's see what I've got here. I don't think I've got one set up, so we'll have to set one up. Okay, let's do that. Okay. And I'm going to put this one in, which is a, what is this thing? SNL0013M16. It's SNL0013M16. I bought this just recently. It's not very old. I think this is still the first original insert for it. Yeah, let's see where we at. Okay, right here. So that's the insert. So let's put that in here. There we go. And we're going to need about an inch. plus a little bit. So set the insert at about 1.5 inches. Now we're cutting 14 threads. So on our half nut, our threading tool, let me show you that again for those that haven't seen it before. Down here we've got this special little device that drops down onto the lead screw here. And that, okay, piece of lint. We can, as we engage the half nut, we have to engage it on one of these lines. If it's even numbered, we can, if it's an even numbered pitch, which we are, it's 14, we can use any number, any line. If it was a odd number, like 13 or 11, we'd have to pick any numbered line. And if it was a fractional thread, like 11.5 or 7.5, something like that, we'd have to come back to the same number each time. So if it was number 3, we'd have to come back to number 3. As it is with the, it's very convenient with 14 that we don't have to worry too much about which line we pick. Any line will do. So as this turns, we drop the half nut, or lock that in place, and then the carriage will automatically feed for the 14 threads. So let's go back up now to the workpiece. Wipe this off, and we'll bring in our height gauge now. Just so you know what I'm doing here with this height gauge, I've got this height gauge. It's veneer. It's a very nice veneer gauge. It's made Helo, H-E-L-I-O. It looks like, made in Germany. So it's pretty nice height gauge. But I've got another one that I use on the granite surface plate. But I set this one up expressly for checking the tool height on my cutters. So I'm going to back this up, and we are way below. So I'm glad I checked this right away. We get too far ahead of ourselves here. So let's bring this up, and I'll just drop this down to here. That's good. Now I'll just kind of check it here, and looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. That height looks good, so I'm going to leave it right there, and we'll just run this little locking nut down here on top. Okay. And we'll call that good. Now, the next thing we have to do is we have to figure out, and we're not set up correctly over here on the compound. You got your cross feed, and our cross feed going this way, and then this is our compound. Our compound needs to be at 29.5 or 30, 29.5, 30, big deal. So, if I was to back this out, I'd be backing it the wrong way because I want my cutters on this side, so I want them to be cutting on the opposite side over there. So I need to turn this compound to the other side. So I'll loosen this up. And I'll pull you back a little bit. And let's see where we are. Yeah, okay, so now this has to go around to the other side. And we'll get our our mark on here. Let's see. Darn glare. There we go. Okay, we'll call that good. Okay. And now we got to move our cutter back around over to this side now. Okay. Let's put this out of the way. Over here, we'll bring this back over this way now. And I want to back the compound up so we can feed it in. All right. Okay, we're in, and we've got no interference to worry about there. That's good. That's what we want. So, bring it over here a little bit now. See if we can get you in a little closer there to the workpiece. Let's see. Move the camera for you. Get you a little better bird's eye view here of what's going on. There we go. That looks pretty good right there. All right. Okay. All right. So what I want to do next is just make sure everything's working the right way. So I want to reverse the chuck's direction, and let me just engage the half nut right there, and we're going the wrong way there. Well, really not. Let's see here. Gonna feed it. Oh yeah, I was gonna feed it out. Yeah, I was gonna start it in here, and so to go out, we're going in, so I don't want to do, so I'm going to reverse that, and now we're going out. That's good. And let's just bring this in, light over here a little bit. Compound 0, or my compound 0. Come in, go just touch here. There we go. We're touching right there. Okay. So I'll set my cross feed to 0 here, and we'll pull this back and go in, and I'll bring this over so we're clearing everything. So I'm gonna just set this micrometer stop over here to engage the apron here, so it'll, when I bring it in, I can just roll it into the stop there. So here's the work done so far. I threaded this piece and screwed it on, and what I ended up doing to get it on a little bit further, because these threads were tapered a little bit, I put it in the lathe and just skimmed it off to give it a little more room for this to go on, and then it just sort of wedged itself on there. Would have maybe. Hi everyone. Well, something went wrong with my audio. I lost quite a bit here on the audio, so I'm going to try and describe what I'm doing here. I've sped it up so you won't be bored with a bunch of my ramblings on, but you can kind of see here I'm machining the spacers that I've added to the spindle, and I'm simply just measuring, filing, trimming, taking off another cut. I'm getting the outer bearing race sized. And then, let's see, what do I do? It's just knocking off the corners a little bit. I'm trying to fit the bearing on. Wasn't quite there yet, so a little sandpaper, a little emery cloth. Now it's just about there. Okay, we're done with that. The first one, now we're doing the second one. And we'll be back to sound here in just a couple minutes here, I think. Just some more machining and a little bluing, trying to get the size right. And the bearing almost fits. Take it off one more cut. A little emery cloth, polishing. Anyway, we're looking pretty good. About 1,500 press. I'm gonna call that good, I think. No point in pressing my luck. Okay, one more feature I want to do on this bearing race here. I've machined this out for the bearing race to press in. But if I want to get it out again, it's going to be a real challenge, I think, unless I put a couple of recesses in here for a chisel to get in there and pop it out. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to set it in the mill here and set it up so we can mill it out. So I'm going to get a couple of V blocks in there. I guess one will do. I've got a couple of 2 flute. It says 13-30 seconds ball. So that'll fit right in there. So we got enough air to get this thing out of here. Yep. Get them in the middle. So let's take this out and put in a got ahead of myself again. Okay. Now bring this down. Kind of in the center there, it looks like. Way too fast. I usually run it between 800 and 1,000 RPMs. there, okay. So we have that. Come back to 0. There we go. Now, do the X. There we go. Have that. Bring this back to 0. Right there. So there's our, back to 0, 0 on our X and Y coordinates. So, now take this out. Okay, so lock that right there, and let's go over. It's 8:30, so let's say we'll go 8:35.
And look like the other side.
So there's 8:35 on both sides. So let's see here. You zero the quill just in case I want to come back there. Okay. Now, so just loosen kind of. Just see what we're doing in there. I got 2 reliefs cut in there, and that should be back enough. I'll double check it, but I think that's going to be enough that we can tap the race out if we ever have to replace it later down the road, on the side of the road or something. And fortunately, this bearing, well, whatever, not fortunately, but as it turns out, this bearing is actually the same size bearing that my trailer uses. So I usually carry a spare couple of bearings with my trailer when I'm out traveling. So that, it's one less part you got to take along. Yeah. Dump out the chips. Now let's see if I get my chisel here, and just bring it in through the back like so. Yeah, I could have went a little deeper, but that should be good enough. Shouldn't take much to get that bearing out, or race out of there once it's in there. Now we can put that race in and feel confident that if we have to remove it down the road, we can. So, yeah. Now let me just double check something here. The width of this race right here is about 216, 208. Okay, there we go. Roughly. Let me put this on your square. Well, let's see if I grab it here. Okay, let's see, right there looks good. That's a pretty good spot. 209. 209. And There's a little bit of it sticking up right there, or it's sticking proud of this groove right there that I put in, so we should be able to catch it with a punch. Okay, good deal. All right. All right, that was pretty close. It's just a little, couple thou. I call that good. Okay. I think that's ready to accept the race. Pull this back a little further. And so this is this measured just under 600 thousandths, a couple thou under 6. So that puts it right there. And time you add the bearing in there, it's going to push it out. Where's the bearing at? There we go. So this is going to stand proud out of there. And that's all the way back in there. We'll be right there where we want to be. Beautiful. Okay, that sounds good, looks good.